next up on the list. So I don't know if you've been following Elon Musk's escapades. I'm gonna make a segment. I think if this becomes a popular thing, I'll make a segment called Elon Musk's escapades because every week the guy's in the news. I think personally he's just trying to get free publicity.
He's had a lot of that.
Yeah. So I think he understands the power of negative news and shaping it to make sure you're always in the conversation. But he's in the news again today. It's working. We're talking about it. But I mean, I'm a fan of the guy. If you didn't know.
At least.
So apparently, even his girlfriend's mother, Grimes. So he's dating. Sena, I don't know if you knew, but Elon Musk is dating someone called Grimes.
I don't even know who that is. No.
She's a singer. I've never heard any of her songs, which I should, but I heard she was okay until recently. Like her recent album is garbage, but she's a pretty good singer from what I understand, like pop singer. Grimes is not a real name, so.
I didn't imagine it was.
Okay, just making sure.
Wouldn't
That's
have
what
a
the young
child.
people do these days. Yeah, the young people, they have a, what's it called? Monikers or something. Is it a moniker? Anyway. So Grimes' mother apparently does not like his tweeting. And so recently, if you didn't know, he recently said, take the red pill. It's a Matrix reference to
Stay in the Matrix.
well, actually, it's the opposite. To get out of the Matrix. There's the blue pill and the red pill. The red pill was the escape pill
Into
the real world.
the real world.
So it's kind of a sly reference to say that we're trapped in a system and you need to get out of it. It's in reference to this whole freedom talk recently, talking about this whole COVID thing, and give you some back history on that. So he is very, to say the least, very short of patience right now. He's trying to get back to work, try to get his cars pumping. His motivation behind that is a little bit up in the air. Some people think it's for money. I think he just likes to work. And I think being pent up, work at home, but there's just so much you could do. You're seeing other people catching up, I guess. Especially, he feels like he's in a race against time. He needs to be very, very profitable in electric vehicles and this fair before these bigger companies like GM and Ford get there and kind of, take his lead, shorten the lead that he got over the years with Tesla. So I think he's a little angsty and he wants to get back to work. And he's been stuck at home for 6 weeks now. China's been shut down.
And he wants his way.
Yeah, I think I have to agree. I'm a big proponent of him, and I even have to say he's being a bit of a brat right now.
I bet.
Yeah. So, with angsty lately, and he just wants people to get back to work, and he thinks it's all a sham. He's on that cusp of being a conspiracy theorist that thinks that this whole thing is just planned and just some sort of. He's almost there, but not quite. Until he gets there, he still has my support. I don't agree with everything he has to say, but I can respect that he's trying to do a lot of hard work, and probably more than likely, my opinion, he's doing all of this to get back to work. And if you didn't know, at the end of this quarter, if he's profitable, he will be on the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is the 500 most profitable companies in the U.S. They're pretty much a driving factor of like where the country's going, where the economics, worldwide economics of the United States. They're a good representation of that. And to get on the S&P 500 is a big deal because like you have banks and all sorts of investors. They invest in these mutual funds or whatever that just dump a bunch of money into the indexes. So S&P 500 is an index, like the Dow Jones and NASDAQ. Yeah, so the Dow Jones and NASDAQ, these are stocks in the stock market. So anyway, so to get on the S&P 500 is a big deal because it means you open up a whole new avenue to financing.
So you don't get the financing if you're not in the S&P 500?
Not in the same way. 500, like you're, it's like being like, you're a little kid. Oh, you're S&P 500. You're a huge corporation now. It's a pretty big deal. It means like you're very, very important. So it's not quite like the NASDAQ that just has technology, because there's 1,000,001 technology firms and companies. But the S&P 500, 500 companies, they make the most money in the U.S. They're going places. They're influencing the world. This is a pretty big deal. So I think all of this is just, if he missed this quarter and not profitable, then he doesn't. do you know how shitty you would feel? Like, you did all this work, because in order to get on the S&P 500, you have to be profitable for maybe like 3 or 4 quarters. Yeah. So I get it. This tweet, yeah. So his mother, and I quote, his Grimes' mother had something to say about his take the red pill. Yeah. Why does it always rain when we go outside? Like, Mother Nature hates us. Like, whenever we're outside, it always rains. But, yeah, with a little bit of adjustment. So back on point here. So Grimes' mother said, if your partner went through a
wife's
girlfriend's mother, yes, not wife. I keep.
Well, you said his name.
Yeah, you're right. So his girlfriend mother said, if your partner went through a challenging pregnancy and childbirth in the last 2 weeks, and you were over 16 years old, would you be blaring MRA bullshit on Twitter right now? I'm not sure what she means. What she means by MRA? Oh, matrix reference, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not sure what MRA means, but she's saying that he's talking a bunch of bullshit, and his girlfriend just had a baby for him. And apparently it wasn't a very
difficult
easy
pregnancy and a difficult labor.
Yeah.
And he's not 16, so grow up and pay attention to the baby and the mom.
She makes a good point.
She does make a good point.
You just had it goes back to what I'm thinking. Don't you? I feel like he knows something that we don't know. It does. People call him an alien. I'm on the cusp of saying, yeah, something's maybe. What's going on? Because like, he doesn't care about like earthly things. It seems like not just money, or it's just like get to work. Okay, it's like, maybe is he bipolar? I heard things that he's bipolar or something. Or maybe there's something, maybe a little autistic, maybe a little.
He's on the spectrum. I would not be surprised if he was on the spectrum.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, but he's incredibly focused. I hope he gets it together. I'm a shareholder. I need him to appease a broad audience at least. Get to work, but keep your people together at least. Just a little. Just try to, I don't need things falling apart right now. I'm a big advocate for renewable energy, and he has some pretty good ideas. I might explore it in a different video. But yeah, I hope he gets it together.